I'm going to give him a quick introduction, just like I do with everybody else. If everybody's here, I see some good mornings. I want to see a couple more good mornings because I know that everybody's just waking up, getting started with their day, because most of us are in PST. Perfect. Hi. Hello, everybody. Oh, that makes me so happy to see that there's more people awake than me because I've been up since 5:30 or 6 a.m. So I want to make sure that the rest of you guys are up and awake and ready to go too. That makes me happy to hear that. Great. I hope everybody has their beverage of choice with them. Coffee, tea, water. Maybe if you're not working, alcohol. I have no idea how many of you are working today. So good question. Good morning. All right. So our first topic, our first speaker today is going to be Ricardo, the man, the myth, the legend. I know you all are a giant fan of him, Ricardo Velazco. He is going to be talking to us about realtors in general, or not realtors, sorry, sellers, and not all agents are created equal. So I'm really excited to hear his presentation. So Ricardo transitioned into real estate after leaving the Pacific Stock Exchange. His clients describe him as truthful, straightforward, and knowledgeable, which helps foster meaningful relationships. If Ricardo isn't working hard to not only meet but exceed his clients' expectations, then you will likely find him spending time with his friends and family. Again, possibly having a barbecue in his backyard. He enjoys Fridays the most of any day of the week because that's when people are getting ready for the weekend. Not gonna lie, I like Fridays myself too, even though it doesn't necessarily matter in the world of events, but I still like Fridays. So without further ado, guys, we are gonna bring our friend Ricardo up to the stage and just say good morning to him. Oh man, here we go.
Good morning.
Hi, Ricardo. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Fantastic. I've been up for a long time already, so I'm ready to go. What about you?
I'm an early bird. I'm up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, kind of traditional from being on a trading floor. I just have a kind of a natural wake up clock. Boom, I'm up.
East Coast time? Same.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the same way. So yeah. I've been awake. I hope everybody else is awake too.
Yeah. No one answers my calls or texts when I'm sending them off bright and early. It's like, okay, I'll wait till 10.
Except for me, I'm usually awake at all times. I'm one of those people. So lovely. Well, we're going to get started, Ricardo. So the first question that we have to ask you today is, if a seller asks a realtor is, how much do you charge? What would your response be? That is a interestingly worded question. I strongly advise that I didn't like that way.
This is actually my favorite question. It really is. And the reason is that it's probably a double-edged sword, right? Because the seller's looking at you like, what am I going to pay? What is this going to cost me, right? And you as a realtor looking at them going, well, I'm not going to do it for free. So let's come into some kind of happy medium, right? And I know that a lot of realtors struggle with this topic of compensation. What's my time worth? And so for me, I look at it as one of the best breakers possible, right? Because there's a little uncomfortness in that conversation. They're looking at you and so the question comes up, well, what are you going to charge? And so I kind of do this little uncomfortable silence and I turn around and look at them and I say, as much as possible. And then at that particular point, they're like, huh? I go, yeah, I'm going to try to charge you as much as I can. I mean, that's why I'm here, right? And immediately it breaks the ice. It kind of gets them into like, ha, you're kidding. No, I'm not really kidding. I'm going to try to really charge as much as I can. But anyway, no, and I think once I get that kind of break the ice and I say to them, okay, listen, I'm here to just take a walk around the house and figure out what I can do to best help you. And we'll figure that part out as we go along. And believe me, I want it to be a win-win for you. And there's a lot of things I'm going to go over with you. So let's kind of table that until we kind of figure out what we need to do. Okay. So that's how we handle it.
I like that. I like that answer. In fact, I was laughing. I was like, all right, he's cutting right to the chase. So
yeah, the thing is that they're expecting you to come out with a number. And I think that's the worst thing you can do as a realtor, as anyone that's going to be contracted out by someone, to talk about the number. It's not about the number. It's about how I can best support you. And maybe you'll see the value after we sit down and talk about the great things that we offer you here at Sequoia to best sell your property. And then at that point, maybe you're going to go, hey, this guy really knows what he's talking about. And it's not about my commission anymore. It's about how do we sell your house for the highest price?
For sure.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's what I do.
Okay. I love it. Ricardo, I love it. And I love your just upfrontness, because I think a lot of people want that and are expecting and hoping for that from the person that's going to be doing this for them. So, Redfin has a campaign promoting a discounted listing commission. How and why do some companies choose to discount their commission?
Redfin the business model is totally different from many other brokerages. And the business model is that they probably have the best technology out there. Their model is not so much to provide a high grade of service as it is to sell the product as quickly as possible for the least amount of money. And if you're looking, again, everyone's different, right? Everyone is going to see possible value in that business model that they offer. And people have to remember, not only sellers, agents, everyone in this industry, many times consumers sell a property 5 to 7 times a year. And it's not like they're doing this every day or, experiencing this so often. So do you really want to trust someone who doesn't have a good track record of selling homes? So of course they're going to throw out the loss leader. It's just like any grocery store. Look, we got bananas for 10 cents a pound. Come on in, right? So to me, they're doing volume on a discounted price point. And again, do you really want to trust someone who's not 100% in or understands the dynamics of a neighborhood as well as we do?
Makes sense, Ricardo. I like that answer a lot, actually. And it's funny, I put my microphone on mute because I thought I heard my text going off, and I'm like, wait a minute, I turned off all my notifications. That was you, wasn't it? That was you. I was making sure I turned mute on, and I'm like, wait a minute, I wasn't the one making noises. So that was funny because I went over back. I forgot that I muted, and I was laughing. So I'm like, I know that was him. He's busy already.
Yeah.
No, you're good. I'm just laughing because I thought it was me. So Ricardo, when I'm selecting a realtor, like, how important is it for me to look at the brokerage that they're associated with?
Extremely important. One of the things that brokerages are. We have a lot of big brand names out there, right? And we have and I used to work for the big brand names. I used to own the Century 21, Brand X, as we call it. And the model is different, in brokerages. At the end of the day, what makes a good brokerage are the people that are in brokerage. And it's not about quantity as it is quality. And I was part of an operation that had 33, 35 offices with an agent population of 3,000 plus. But that business model was based upon bringing people through the door. It wasn't really about educating your realtors to be, professionals at their craft. It was mostly it was very transactional, right? Not building relationships. And when you look at the difference between a lot of brokerages, that's really one of the main factors, is that how well do they know what they're doing, right? And again, it's branding, and I get it. But at the end of the day, if you're a good realtor, it doesn't really matter who you work for. It's how well you are as an agent. And the thing I feel that will separate us from a lot of different brokerages is how much time we put into helping our agents truly understand the craft of real estate, so they can make their clients feel comfortable and at the same time grow, be successful at what they do.
Absolutely. Next question. Sorry, I apologize for that doorbell ring. I have no idea. Anyways, so how should a seller qualify a realtor? Just what you're talking about, and make sure they select the one who can properly represent them.
So I'm a big listing agent, and as far as qualifying a seller so there's always this chemistry that we all listen. Not everything's going to be a right fit, right? There's going to be times when you come across a situation And this has happened to me. I want to bat 1,000. I want to get every deal. That's why I'm out here hustling, trying to figure out how I can close them, right? But you got to close, because if you don't close, you're not gonna be successful. And I think as listing agents, we really have to go out there and have a presentation, or get to a point where we're connecting with the consumer, the client, where they feel like, hey, this person really knows what they're talking about. They're super local. They get it. And it's I feel like I'm getting, everything's where it should be, right? I'm not getting someone in here who's trying to oversell, overpromise. And a lot of it has to do with the tools that you offer, the conversations you're having with. And I always say to my clients, listen, it's a win-win situation. It has to be for both you and I. At any point that you feel that maybe, this isn't going in the right direction, we write up a contract for 3 months, but I never will hold you to that. If you feel at any point that we need to go our different ways, then that's okay. And I really want to make sure that the consumer feels like they're in control of this agreement, and they feel comfortable working with me. One client one time said to me, he goes, well, what happens, if I don't like you? Well, if you don't like me, I probably won't like you either. So we probably should go our different ways. Right? And the guy just got a good laugh out of that. He goes, okay, well, what do I sign? So again, at the end of the day, it's like, hey, and I'll give you another example since we're talking about it. One day, when one of my realtor friends and I went in for a listing presentation, and the lady did not, English was not her first language, so we had to translate through her daughter.
Right.
You talk about totally feeling like this isn't going in the right direction. If I have to communicate through her daughter to get to her mom, there's no way we're going to get this right. Right. And sure enough, we left there, and I turned around and said to my friend, I said, hey, if we get this, it'll be just a miracle. Sure enough, the listing agent was someone who spoke her language, was, more along the lines that I would expect someone to, of her nature to get that. And again, hey, at the end of the day, it didn't work out for me, but, we go on to the next one, right? And we stay positive about who we are and how our approach is.
Love it. And I love that answer. I mean, it's true. All of that is absolutely true. And it has to be a good fit for everybody, right? Mm-hmm. So, well, guys, we are coming to the end of this presentation with Ricardo. He's been amazingly honest and also lighthearted. Love it. Love it. Does anybody have any questions for him? I don't see anything in the Q&A before we go. I want to make sure that anybody that has a question for the gentleman here before he leaves exits our virtual stage, that we get the questions that we need to from him. So you have some funny comments. There's a couple people that says coffee is for closers.
True. It's true. There's agents that come into my office, and there's the coffee machine with the Keurig, and if you're getting a Keurig and you drop it in, I hope you got a deal going on. No, I'm kidding.
He's sort of kidding, guys. There's always a hint of truth in every joke.
No, there's a sense of sarcasm, I think, that keeps us kind of motivated, so to speak, right?
They said El Patron with the wisdom, and Kelvin says that's why he drinks Jameson, which is so appropriate considering that today was St. Patrick's Day.
Exactly.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much, Ricardo. We're going to go ahead and move. Oh, wait, we got a Q&A really quick. Somebody sent you a question. During this COVID time, do you still do listing presentations in person?
I have. Actually, the beginning of COVID, obviously, we're going through this transitional period of where we feel comfortable. So Zoom meetings were part of the new, right? So we were doing Zoom meetings, presentations, and I know that a lot of my agents were doing that. But, at the end of the day, this is a people business, and you got to go out and look at the property. So yes, I actually was going to properties. I mean, just went to one just the other day. The short answer is I was at the properties taking the necessary precautions. We were all exposed to this unfortunate disease, but yeah, I did go to the properties.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And thank you for answering all of our questions. We appreciate you.